Hello, everyone, and welcome back to On the Chicane. Today, you're here with me, Mary, and my co-host Paris. I'm not Paris. That's my co-host. You're here with us two today, the co-hosts of On the Chicane. We're here with a bit of a different video. Got a bit of an announcement to make, and yeah, things are changing for us. My husband asked me if I was going to cry, and I was like, no, I'm not going to cry. But now I feel like I actually might. um, yeah. So we are here basically today to tell you that we are taking a break from content creating. And sadly, Paris has also decided to step back from On the Chicane. So it's gone back to being just me. Which is partly one of the reasons I decided to take a break and to just step back and figure it out. But yeah, after about 2 years together, I think we've done 2 seasons together. We're parting ways. How
Yeah.
do you feel, Paris?
How do I feel? I feel really sad, but like end of an era and kind of really excited about what's to come because I think, we've made a really good friendship. And if you think back to how we met, um, you know, we had such a passion for what we wanted to do. And I think the sad thing was that we kind of got to the point where, as much as we have all of these big aspirations and these big ideas for Unchained, we couldn't make it happen with the time that we both had. So uh yeah, really, really sad. And gonna miss doing it with you on a frequent basis because believe me guys, this is not the end of Paris and Mariam. This is just like a little pause and go off to explore some new things, really.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. I'm definitely going to miss like our frequent videos. I'm just not the best person at messaging ever in any capacity, which is why Paris has been running the Twitter because I basically forget to post things and I'll come on and randomly tweet something every now and then. Um, but yeah, I'm really gonna miss just being able to just catch up with Paris. She's become such a confidant as well as a co-host. Like we've become friends through this, and I think just along the way, it's been hard because we both work really demanding jobs. We both have things going on in our personal lives, and we kind of lost our way a little bit and lost focus of the vision and the reason that we came together. And the reason we came together was because we both were really passionate about promoting women of color in motorsports and, you know, our voices in F1. And we're still completely aligned on that. We still agree with that. We still have the same vision. However, with On the Chicane, there was just too much pressure to create the content and to make sure that we were putting out content on a timely basis. And anytime we kind of lacked a little, there was this kind of fear in the background that we're going to get lost in the void. And I feel like that's kind of what's happened a little bit. Um, so yeah, we are just gonna take a step back, refocus. But as Paris said, it's not the end of Paris and Marion. We're still here. You just won't be getting these videos from us anymore.
Yeah, we'll just have to collaborate in different ways. I will be moving on to other things in motorsport. Mariam has the whole life is motorsport, so there's no change in that sense. And as Mariam said, like we've become amazing friends. Like we spent some time together over Christmas, for example, and we enjoyed the F1 arcade. Mariam won, but like look, yeah, that game cheated on me. It literally had me stuck in a wall. So let's not even get started
Yeah,
here.
to be fair, that was a bit of a rubbish moment where you couldn't get out of this. She like, where were you? Like in the barriers or something, and you just
I
couldn't
was
get out.
behind the barrier. It was like it pushed me somehow. I got hit by Charles Leclerc, freaking annoying. And not which is not even Marion, by the way. It's literally just one of the sim cars. And it put me behind, it flipped me behind the wall. And then I couldn't get out of the wall. So I was like, there was no chance. I could not have won. That was it.
Yeah, that was a bit rubbish, but then also don't doubt my driving skills because I'm sick. But
People
that
that
being
can
said,
win
guys,
other ones fair and square.
Yeah. That being said, I would recommend you guys checking out the F1 arcade. I know they've only got a location in London at the moment, which is in St. Paul's. However, they are opening up one in the Midlands, I believe, in Birmingham, and I think there's more locations coming across the UK. So if you have the chance, go check it out. It's not something that I would go back to again and again, but I feel like it was quite a fun thing to do as an F1 fan.
I definitely agree. I think as an F1 fan, you have The Sims, you have like the bar if you're into drinking. There's lots of those quick reaction games and things. So there's definitely little bits to get your teeth into. The food's pretty decent as well. Um, go on, what were you gonna say?
I just had a thought. You just said there's a bar if you're into drinking, but you're there to drive. So basically, this is the only place you probably can actually drink and drive and it be acceptable.
That is probably very true. Yeah, and I think you can hire out. I saw somebody recently as well, like hired out one of the rooms for a private gig, which to be honest is probably how I would want to go back and hire out the entire space with like 30 friends or something like that. I think it would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was a fun experience, so definitely go check it out. But yeah, I guess seeing as this is our last video for a while, maybe. Um, Paris, give me some of like your favorite moments and your highlights and why you've loved being a part of this with me.
Well, Mariam. I think for me, like one is definitely how we met. I feel like that our story of how we met was just so hilarious and amazing. And you just had so for those who don't know, I'm sure I've mentioned it a few times, but in case you haven't heard the story before, basically there was a girl on Twitter who put out a tweet and said that there needs to be more um, you know, content creators of color. And I was like, I totally agree with that for Formula One. And I definitely would be interested in doing that. But she didn't reply to me. So I was like, cool, I'm going to go make my own one. And I literally put out a tweet saying, if there's anybody, any women of color who want to make a Formula One podcast, I'm here and I'm ready to go with this. I think I said YouTube channel. And then a friend of mine retweeted it, a friend of theirs retweeted it, and that ended up on Mariam's timeline or in her inbox. Next thing you know, we had a Zoom set up and we just hit it off straight away, really. All of our, as Mariam said, all of our visions were just aligned, and we immediately kind of knew that we could do something pretty amazing with this.
Pretty much what Paris said. It was just such a weird thing, and it's one of the reasons I love the internet because I've had so many amazing opportunities come my way because of just random tweets and things on Instagram and whatever. Um, and this was just an example of that where, yeah, your tweet ended up in my inbox and someone was like, oh, this sounds like your kind of thing. And I was like, yes, let me get into this. Um, and then, yeah, we had that call. And then instantly I was like, yeah, we want to do this. Let's go. And then on the chicane kind of came about. Um, and it's been great. We've like been to Silverstone together. We've done so many videos. We've had some cool guests on. We've spoken to some really cool people. We've been to the Motorsport UK Diversity and Inclusion Subcommittee conferences. There's been loads of cool things that we've managed to do just through on the chicane. Um, and we did have a vision for more to come our way. Hasn't quite panned out that way, but that doesn't mean that it won't ever. But yeah, I mean, I have loved all of it. I think one of my favorite moments was like being able to go to Silverstone and go to that Aston fan event with you. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
that
that.
was sick. You were the plug for that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, that was fun. My colleague actually sent me a screenshot today. We signed Seb's car cover and how I was so obnoxious and like did a massive on the chicane thing, and everyone else was like really small writing their names, and then there was my massive at on the chicane. My colleague sent me a screenshot of that today, and he was like, just a reminder of when Maz did this. And I was like, yeah, oops. But yeah, I really enjoyed that event. I thought that was lots of fun. And we got to meet Nico Hulkenberg. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he was actually really like just kind-hearted and pretty cool. So he was
Yeah,
sitting
he's
off by
really
in a corner by himself, and we both kind of looked at each other like, should we do this? Should we actually go up to Nico Hulkenberg and just chat to him? And nobody was really approaching him. Everybody was kind of respecting his boundaries, I guess. And then me and Maz were just like, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Like, you've only get one opportunity to meet some F1 drivers. And he was really lovely. Like, he just was like, yeah, cool. Do you want to take some pictures? He chatted with us for a little bit. And I think, like you said, that was generally one of my best experiences as well. Like the whole Silverstone weekend, that was my first Silverstone weekend. I've been there before, but not for multiple days. So really kind of giving ourselves the chance to go and explore. And we got to meet Catherine Bonner as well from the W series and Naomi Schiff. So there was just like tons of amazing people and fun things that we did that weekend. And the fact that we got to do it together was even more amazing.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. I also think like the fact that we've been able to go to some of those Motorsport UK conferences as well, like where they discuss diversity and how to improve it within motorsports and grassroots and things like that. That's been really eye-opening and I think interesting for us because as we've mentioned, we joined forces because we were like, we need to see more people like us within this space. So that has been really interesting for us to be able to get some more insight on. And there's loads of work that's going on behind the scenes that we don't really hear about. So yeah, I think that was also a really cool experience. And you went to one at, where was it? Alpine in Enstone or something?
Yeah, it was at Alpine's headquarters as well. So, and again, that's another opportunity that I would never have been able to go to if we hadn't done on the chicane because we have, I think, such a good reputation between the two of us. Like nobody's cancelled us yet. So
True.
I feel like, those kind of doors were open to us. Some of them we had to fight for, some of them haven't been opened yet. But that was why we're here, is to show, there are people who look like us, people from different backgrounds. Mariam and I grew up in completely different areas and have different backgrounds. So, people have to have more access to motorsport and it has to be a much wider pool and a much more diverse pool. And I think us taking those first steps, hopefully you get some people out there who might be looking and saying, well, if they can do it, so can we. And I think that was one of the reasons why we really bonded and wanted to do this.
Absolutely. I think that's really key. The fact that, I mean, we were amongst some of the first content creators of color. There weren't many people out there who were doing this. And then all of a sudden, I think last year, there's a massive surge in content creators. But Paris and I were amongst the first. I remember I started this platform way back when, simply because I didn't see anyone else like me. Um, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take the plunge and do it. Like if you are a woman of color who's watching this and you think, I want to do something or I want to work in the industry, always take that first plunge because you won't know how to kind of get in there until you start doing something. And I think this has been really eye-opening for Paris and I because we started this thinking, oh yeah, it would just be so easy just to recording videos and it's not going to take that much time. But then we found it took much more time than either of us had. So it's been a massive learning curve for us as well. So I think if you're thinking of starting to get into the content creator game, do it, but be expected, no, expect to discover lots of new things about yourself and don't expect things to go the way that you want them to,
I hear
if
you.
that makes
I
sense.
definitely hear you.
So that being said, you can still follow Paris on social media. We'll put all of her tags below. Um, and yeah, just keep an eye on whatever she's doing because I know it's going to be amazing. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you and for potentially on the chicane.
Definitely put on the chicane. It's still happening.
But yeah, I guess another thing that I just want to say before we quickly sign off is to all of you who have been a part of our journey, everyone on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, even a few of you on TikTok. Um, I can't, this is where I'm going to cry. I cannot thank you enough for just always being there. Like we've had some people following from day dot and being a part of the conversation whenever we like mention something. And yeah, it's been great to connect with and meet so many of you and speak to so many of you. And you've really encouraged us to keep going because I think if we didn't have even just two or three of you engaging with our content, we would have been like, let's not bother. But yeah, a massive thank you to everyone who's tagged along and been a part of our journey so far. And hopefully, this isn't the end for either of us. So, yeah, we hope that you'll kind of stay and keep in touch whenever we're online, wherever we're online. Um, and yeah, hopefully, there'll be a part two to this entire series.
Just echoing what Mariam said, massive thank you. Because if you guys weren't here, then we would just be shouting into the void between the two of us. And yeah, having you guys there to chat to every week and to engage with makes all of this very much worthwhile.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll see you guys soon, hopefully.
Yeah. So, on that note, for the last time for a while, thank you so much for watching. Um, please do stay in touch. You can find us on social media at On the Chicane. And also, as I said, we'll put Paris's details below. Stay in touch, and hopefully, we will see you soon. This isn't a goodbye, it is a see you later.
See you later, guys.